Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Smails! My thingy's bigger than your whole boat!
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute. This is the podcast where we examine and study and philosophize about and take our coats off with a C. Okay, so Dan, you said you had some ideas.
You're really running.
You did it again.
You run out of steam with the intro things.
You made me self-conscious.
I did,
before we started recording.
Well,
I usually these things just come to me as I'm saying them, and usually they're gold. But you guys are complaining about the last couple.
They're all right. I don't
So
know,
what would you have
say
said
they're
for this
gold
one?
sometimes. I don't know. You could say we throw our robes in our faces or catch each other in the act, or.
But to see the robe.
We don't stop seeing other people with the movie Caddyshack.
Yeah, but throwing the robe in the face is minute 61.
I think that's the next minute. Yeah.
Yeah, it's minute 61.
Sir.
No, it's minute 61.
The robe,
it's
the robe
61.
comes out in this minute.
It's Citizen Kane. It's Citizen Kane. It's Citizen Kane.
It's Citizen Kane.
You need a mortician.
Psycho. It was Psycho. Anyway.
At the end of this minute 60, Danny throws Judge's robe in the judge's face.
God, maybe you're right.
No, I'm
All right.
definitely right.
Well, hey, let's get there.
No.
Okay, let's see what I wrote down for the beginning and end of this
already.
minute.
He just picks up the
jeez.
golf club. He just picks the golf club up because Tom's got to do the bookends.
Guys, point of order. I haven't even introduced my co-hosts. We don't even know what minute we're talking about yet. Everybody listening to this is freaking out. It's the film Caddyshack.
Mm-hmm.
And we study it 1 minute at a time. Whatever other robe, saliva lines, whatever.
No.
It's all Caddyshack. And I'm here. I'm Tom Taylor, and I'm here with Mike DeMaria. Hello, Mike. Sorry, Judge Smails. And we're also here with Dan Lewis. Welcome, Dan. And this is minute 60, as you can tell by the debate we're having already. This is very unprofessional. We haven't even started the show and we're already messing up.
You know what? You're right. He does throw it in his face. Fine. He throws it in his face.
Fine.
Throws it in his face.
So look,
it is Citizen Kane.
It is Citizen Kane.
No, it is Psycho.
All right, 60 begins with Lacey Underall tracing Danny's saliva line all the way up his chest.
Oh.
It's what happens. I call him as I see him. And it ends with, I wrote down here, Judge Smails about to freak out on Danny, but apparently it ends with a robe being thrown in Judge Smails' face.
But it's also true. I mean, they're both true.
Yeah.
But I will say that we don't actually see him grab a golf club yet until the very beginning of the next minute.
Mm-hmm.
He's reaching for something.
The judge is full of so much potential energy that his ascot is like trembling and flying out of his shirt.
You could use this scene
Knight, basically.
You could use this scene to teach potential energy, and you could use it.
Physics class. A
Yeah,
lot of physics teachers
class.
will, they'll tie like a tire to a swing in the class and try and show. This one you could just show Caddyshack.
Yeah.
And say, now this is potential energy. This is what it was like. Just before the big one went off in August.
And all that
45.
potential, and that potential energy, finally is released into, kinetic energy or motion.
Yeah. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor was like Danny sleeping with the judge's niece, and the moment it came out, and then him discovering them there, that was like the big one, the Enola Gay, if you will, dropping them.
Yes, they filled Judge Smails with great resolve.
Ooh.
All
right.
Yesterday, or last time, during minute 59, we got where the boobs first came out, and we had a big long discussion about nudity and about Mike was annoyed that they even had to have this scene. Like, what do we care about Lacey and Danny making out and stuff? But it does when you get here. You realize, oh wait, they did sort of need to make out because this scene had to happen.
But did this scene have to happen?
Oh, Judge Smails freaking out on Danny?
Yeah, but he could have freaked out for it. Yeah, I guess it has to be something like that to make him freak out like that.
Well, and I will say, like, they do the intercutting to create tension. They have them making out in the bed. You don't even know whose house they're in. Doesn't matter at first. And then you see the car driving up, which, the editing there suggesting that that's the house they're in.
Oh, it's also the brown whatever.
The judge's
No.
brown Rolls Royce.
Mercedes?
It's a different color. It's a different color Rolls.
Get out of town. Is it really?
That's a brown Rolls. What are you talking? It's exactly
It looks
the
almost
same
like
car as
well,
before.
it's got brown on the front, but on the sides almost look purple. Looks like Prince's car.
brown Rolls. Brown Rolls.
All right, let's talk about this. Are you surprised that,
Yeah.
that Judge Smails lives as close to the main road as it's shown here?
Yeah, this is like the house that like when you go to Alabama or something, and you
plantation
see it,
house,
you
yeah.
look at it and you're like, that's like the house that's like it's like $100,000, and you couldn't even get a studio for it in one of these
Yeah.
cities that we live.
Yeah.
Like it's like just off the road.
It's a little underwhelming. Like I didn't.
But the road,
I must say.
It sort of seems like the road that the house is on is like a private, like
Well-
this could be like a private street.
But
sort
it's
of
still,
thing.
it's like a neighborhood street. It's like no, it's
Yeah.
not. Because if you look back, it has the actual yellow lines down the middle.
Yeah, but that could be like
No.
a
Yeah, but it's-
fancy
right, it's-
gated
it's-
thing.
No, because they're not going to have the yellow lines in the
That's
middle
true.
of that.
That is a regular road type road.
Yeah, it's
municipal road.
a quiet road, but it's an
Alright,
actual road.
This actually reminds me of a road that I drive on every day to and from work, which is a
Right.
weird stretch of like very normal kind of, it's just like in the middle of Illinois. It's like
I think I'm-
Chicagoland, Illinois.
But I think I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like over by like when you're going into Glenview, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
You're going up
yeah,
to
the-
Glenview, and you pass like a bunch of plain Jane houses and stuff,
Yeah.
but then every once in a while there's like a
Big massive mansion.
weirdly beautiful, like some of them are very like fakey and McMansion-y, but others are like really weird and cool and beautiful, but you're like,
Yeah.
wait, I don't want to, I wouldn't want that mansion on this street. There's like
Yeah.
a McDonald's right over there and a Walgreens, and like that doesn't make any sense. I don't
Well,
get
that's
it.
where Smails
This-
lives. That's where Smails
Smails'
lives.
house is brutal, just really ugly. The four like columns that are supposed to like suggest a stately presence, really they just
Right,
look kind of like
Now let's-
like the
yeah.
backdrop of a high school play, and
Yeah.
and it's just a brutal house. And I don't mean that in terms of actual brutalism; it's a legitimate architectural style. This
Really?
is just garbage.
Yeah, this is what they would call a disaster piece.
Yeah, right. There is some.
Yeah.
Can I just say a detail? There is the front of another fancy car just to the left as the car
Oh.
pulls in. There's some other fancy
That's-
car.
that's
that
a
perhaps
Mercedes.
The judge owns. Yeah,
That's like
I
a
couldn't
seven.
tell
That's
what
like
it was.
yeah, that's like a '70s, or I would even say like an early '70s, late '60s Mercedes.
It looks like a very kind of an older car.
Yeah,
Seems valid.
it is valid. It is green.
It is green.
It's Val. Shitty house with the speckled, different colored bricks.
Yeah, it's
It just
horseshit.
makes
Yeah.
it look like
I
it's just
feel-
a
I knew
garbage
it-
house.
I knew a lot of houses, even when they get inside too. I knew a lot of houses exactly like this, like when I would visit relatives in Ohio and stuff.
Right.
Which makes me think maybe this is Nebraska. I don't know.
It tells you a little
But,
something about Ohio right there.
Well, it was like
Right,
a
take it easy.
beautiful house, like in
hate Ohio.
1950 or something.
Yeah.
But now it's it's today now, and it's a little dated and a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know what date it's from. I would
Yeah.
suggest never. January
let's
through
t-
December of never.
Well, let's talk about because the quietness between Smails and his wife here, and Pookie,
yeah.
because his boat. She just broke his boat, and then at the same time, and the anchor destroyed the boat.
Yeah,
and
Rodney destroyed his boat.
Rodney showed him up on the lake. So this guy is angry. This guy is
He's had a shitty day.
yeah, and he just
Yeah.
wants to get home and hang up that jacket.
Right.
Yeah. Like she goes to take a shower, but
No.
what's he gonna do?
Here's another thing.
Well, he's just gonna
I
go.
think they have separate bedrooms.
Yeah, I was thinking that might
Oh,
be true.
interesting.
Because
Because-
she goes, but that's not just a bathroom in there, is it? It's just
No,
perhaps
I
another
think
bedroom.
because I checked when he makes his left, he has to open up the door. So I'm assuming she has to
Yeah.
open up the door on his side, and they have a shared bathroom.
Oh, interesting.
That has to be right because
Yeah.
well, maybe it could.
I don't know. That could be like a master suite sort of thing, where like
Yeah,
that
but-
little
but she
alcove
would-
connects the room and the
Yeah,
bathroom.
I guess so. But I think it would be like there's two adjoining big bedrooms, and the bathroom was just on the other side of that wall.
Yeah. That
You know,
could be.
this
I'm
is-
extreme,
it's-
let me tell you
it's
something.
very
I'm
interesting.
extremely focused today. I'm like a laser beam right
You
now.
are.
Yeah.
I'm focused on
Yeah.
certain
Total
details.
But
intelligence.
Yeah, this is a new me.
Details about this will be like I'm ready to suggest, and it sounds like you're ready to suggest that there are certain that there's a certain showiness to the Smails' marriage, that maybe the fire's been gone out long ago. But him being a judge, they have to keep up appearances, and that really there's not been much going on in the marriage. But there will be a counterpoint in the next minute.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to as well. But so let's make note of this. But I also want you to say what you were going to say about it.
Who, me?
Going to separate bedrooms. Well, I didn't know if you were going to.
I don't think. Something. I don't think though. I think their marriage is fine. I think this is the way it was done.
That could be. And I'm looking at a still of him once he gets into the room, and there's like it's not a dresser, it's more like a desk, but it's covered with what looks like trophies. Like, I'm assuming golfing trophies. And so it seems like it's all his stuff in this room. Yeah.
It's his big boy's room.
I don't see any loofah trophies or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before he comes in though, we get a little quiet, loving moment with Danny and Lacey.
So
I would say it's a lusting moment more than a loving moment.
No, but they're post coitus or whatever, and she's smoking, and he says, just because of this, you don't have to stop seeing other people. Is he kidding 100%, or is he actually being completely serious?
I think he's being a little sincere.
I kind of think so,
I think that's the joke. That's the joke. Although it does, I can see it either way. Like if someone had a different take on it, but he seems serious, and he is like an Irish Catholic. I don't know what's going on there.
That's true. Probably feels like
he also
at least
has
needs
a
to say that.
girlfriend, so he has to be joking, right?
You know what's funny? I totally forgot that. He does have a girlfriend. Why do you like Danny Noonan? Danny's like a bit of a skunk, isn't he?
I'm gonna get comfortable.
Danny Noonan is not. There's nothing good about Danny Noonan. He's not a good person.
No.
Yeah.
D'Annunzio's the hero.
He is. He hasn't two-timed
anybody.
anybody.
He's got a better golf swing than D'Annunzio, and that's it. That's the only thing he's better.
That's why he's getting his college paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lacey's incredible.
Incredible.
Man, she's
Gosh, you know what's a little disturbing?
Yeah.
We talked about Cindy Morgan being uncomfortable with her nude scene. Mm-hmm. But I'm just realizing, I never really put this together. She's nude in front of Ted Knight. Is that weird?
Yeah.
She's like topless in front of Ted Knight.
That is weird.
Wait a minute. You think that it's weird that she's topless in front of the actor Ted Knight, or that she's in front of her grandfather, right?
No, the weird part about her grandfather is that she's dressing up the guy she just had sex with in her grandfather's robe.
Yeah, that's bad. But I mean, it has got to be weird to be like naked in front of the guy from the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
I know,
you don't
really.
know.
Lou.
Well, isn't it more weird? Isn't it more weird for him to be naked in front, or him to be in front of a naked woman?
He never sees her though naked. Not really.
No, he's got a laser focus on Danny, so he never really sees her.
Because by the time she pulls away, he's staring right at Danny, right into his eyes.
He sees red.
I wonder if he was took the method acting role before this scene. He just wouldn't acknowledge the actor. Every time he saw him, he would get angry with him around the craft service table.
Oh,
right, and they had to separate their trailers.
Yeah. He wouldn't break character, so he had to get into the role. And every time he'd see me as he took a smear of
he doesn't strike me as the method
cheese.
acting type, but I wouldn't wouldn't put it. He might be just an actor.
Yeah.
But because he's so professional, and I associate the method acting with. I guess it's,
unprofessionalism. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. In a way, it's like something you do because I heard there's this famous story. I think it's Laurence Olivier. I wish I remember what movie it is, but he was. Oh no, he was in The Marathon Man, right?
Yeah.
With Dustin Hoffman. But I think it's from The Marathon Man. There's this funny story where Dustin Hoffman's getting ready. Dustin Hoffman's a famous method actor. So he's getting all into it. He's slapping himself in the face. He's running blocks. He's running around the thing. He's getting all fired up, and Laurence Olivier's sitting there just having a cigarette or something. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And he says he's getting ready for the thing. He's like, "Have you tried acting?" Which is
actually really funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, I probably didn't tell it exactly right, but that's basically the idea.
Yeah.
And with that kind of suave, "Have you tried acting?" But I associate that with the height of professionalism. Whereas the other one is what you do if you can't figure out how to act.
Right. Just pretend to be a different guy. That's
just pretend to be a different guy, which is weirdly different from acting.
Yeah.
But I don't know how.
Yeah, I never bought into that method acting. I just think it's something you tell people to get them all excited. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you'd be a
tree.
great method actor, though, Mike. Like right on the set, like someone walks by and just goes, "Fuck you," as they walk by the craft services table, and you just get the camera rolling and watch Mike turn into Jonathan Winters from a Mad World.
Yeah. We got to post that clip now.
Yeah, we have to. There it is.
Every time we reference something, we got to post a clip.
When he tears apart that garage with his bare hands.
It's so great.
I'm warning you. I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah. So,
but how weird is the robe thing? How the robe thing is weird.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
what is that? What do you mean?
That she dresses Danny up in her
uncle's robe.
Yeah, it's very strange. She doesn't
little
care. You know,
gross.
she does skinny skiing, bullfights on acid. I think she's somebody who really likes to, you know, she's on the edge a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd say.
She's game.
Well,
Pretty weird.
yeah. Well, maybe this is kind of a Miltonian scene. You know, like a Garden of Eden scene, where Lacey is the corrupter. You know.
Right.
No, it
The
could be.
forbidden fruit is the robe. Don't put on that robe.
But I just think throughout this whole movie, I mean, I think maybe we've slowed it down and we're watching the corruption of man through Milton's eyes through the character of Lacey Underalls
Right.
or Underall,
Makes sense.
whatever it is. Like, yeah,
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
what are you talking about? What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about?
You called her Underalls. I was completely lost.
Oh, okay.
Underalls. Right.
Yeah, if I
Lacey
may take a
Underoos.
Paradise Lost slice of this, not Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Caddyshack 2 is like Paradise Revisited. Not quite the same.
No.
Have you guys actually seen Caddyshack 2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I think I've only seen it
amazed,
once. Yeah.
I've never
Jackie
seen it.
Mason.
Yeah.
Boy,
It's
what
horrifying.
an ill-conceived thing.
That's a shitty thing, yeah. And didn't somebody start the Caddyshack 2 minute?
Yeah,
that
and I
a
didn't know
thing or
what
is
was
that a
going on,
joke?
but it was a gag. Like they did
Yeah,
like
it's a
one
gag.
they did one episode
They
just
did a
as a
gag.
joke. That was some stick-to-itiveness. That was
Right.
some follow-through.
Ah, that's
I like
cute.
that.
That's a hell of a gag. This whole thing, in fact, is a gag, but it's just gotten out of control.
Which
It's turned
thing?
into a thing. Why our thing is a gag that's turned into a thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now it's a real thing. Now there's
Yeah.
research. There's Mike running experiments. There's me making beef stock cocktails.
Yeah.
There's Tom doing crazy editing.
That's
you
right.
know. I mean, it's really gotten way out of control.
That reminds me, I need to break out the Caddyshack trivia.
Oh, that's
game at
right.
some
Yeah.
point.
Every minute we got
decide
to
we're gonna
revisit
do one
one.
card or one thing each episode.
Where is it? Oh, here. Oh, it's right here.
No, you should say
This is
here,
great.
Tom, let's do it. This is how you create a show on the fly. You should say, well, that brings us to the part of the episode where it's Caddyshack
Oh, yeah.
trivia, and then we'll have a little music,
Right.
and then we'll start.
Yeah. That's exactly how it works.
Go on and say it.
Everyone is hearing that right now.
Yes.
Well, that's our theme music. That means it's time for the trivia game.
No. And you go, no. You go, now it's time for
don't know how to do this.
Caddyshack trivia, and that's when the music starts.
Oh, okay. Let me try that again.
Oh,
Hey, did
Jesus.
somebody say trivia? Now it's time for Caddyshack trivia.
Oh,
I love that tune.
tune.
Oh, that's good. I love that tune.
All right. We have 4 questions.
Oh, okay.
Top 5 answers are on the board. That's
We
not
should
true.
have a game out of this instead of just the questions. Maybe maybe you can chime in or something.
To win surprises.
Could be. Oh, yeah. That's not a bad idea. So
I don't know how you chime in though.
we'll have to plan that for next time.
Okay, that's
We're all
I don't
playing. We're all playing for 1 week off of the podcast.
you were the winner.
How about we just, hey, if you have the answer out there in Radio Land, give us a call. Call in
Okay.
during the show and see if you know
Just
the
get
answer.
to the questions.
All right. Question number 1. Who scratched, that's in quotes, Al's anchor?
Oh.
The-
Well,
sloop.
who? What? Yeah.
There are multiple choice answers here, which I don't,
Yeah, please.
I don't
We don't
cotton
need
to.
those.
It's the flying wasp.
No, it's the.
It's a person, though.
It's the seafood. It's the. It's
No, he says it's
Al
up. He says
Chervik.
it. Smails.
Boy, you. Smails. There you go.
Yeah,
I was
it's-
waiting for this.
Oh right, I
Stupid.
was thinking of the other
Crying
boat.
out loud.
Of
Yeah,
course.
you.
Smails.
Or, you know what? The actual answer should be you.
You scratch my ankle.
Well,
Yeah.
you is a pronoun. It's a.
Do they mean
All
it
right.
euphemistically? You know, I don't think, just judging by the way his wife goes to the other bedroom, I don't think he's getting his anchor scratched very often.
All right, let's get to the next question.
Rodney's dinghy is bigger. Okay. At which hole is the bishop struck down?
Oh well, that has
I'm
to
gonna
be
without.
has to be the 18th hole. Right?
Well, does he play 18 or does he play 9?
I think for drama's sake, because it's one more. Doesn't he say like one more?
Yeah, like he's going to beat the club record.
Right. Yeah.
So he'd have to complete the course,
hole.
right?
Yeah.
All right, 18th, yeah.
It is the 9th hole.
I knew
Oh
it.
my God.
I knew it. Should have
What
said
is
it.
going I'm going to give that to Mike, even
because he
though
probably
didn't,
has the flag, right? The flag probably says it.
But why would it be 9? Why would
Because
it be
he's-
the 9th hole?
Because he's trying to squeeze 9 holes in before the rain.
Oh,
But
it's
he could break the club record theoretically.
yeah, but isn't
Yeah.
it funnier to have him out all day
Yeah.
in this hideous rainstorm
All right, next
Right.
question.
for 18
Oh, that's
holes?
good.
All
That's
right.
the first one we've gotten wrong, you guys.
This movie sucks.
A new car.
I tell you, this thing sucks.
Where is Chuck Schick going to school?
Harvard.
Harvard.
That's right.
It's in
Harvard.
northern Cambridge.
Okay, now let's give the callers a chance to call in this time. This is the last one. Who says, "What do you say we bust up this joint, huh?" And
It's Rodney
the
says
board is
that.
dead.
The board is
Lines
not lighting
are
up.
dead.
Rodney says it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Rodney,
Al
Al
Chervik.
Chervik.
Yeah. Well, it's Rodney.
And that was Caddyshack trivia.
Oh, I love that song.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da.
This is a good song. And faded out. Great.
Another one of the books.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right. Now back to the regular show, which is already in progress.
She really gets into this scene. I mean, this is for somebody who's supposedly uncomfortable with the love scene. I mean, they put some real gusto into it.
That's acting.
Yeah.
Danny
really
looks very. Danny of the two of them looks very stiff. He looks very like he's just hold still. This will be over soon. Like he looks pretty uncomfortable.
Well, he's not as experienced as she is, and I think that's what he's playing out in this scene.
No,
Or
that
he's
could be.
catatonic, I think, a little bit.
Is Maggie the only girl he's been with? Do we think?
I don't know.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, it's
What is he?
19
Diabetic?
Yeah, it's 1980. I feel
Get
like
the
people are
strap.
getting around.
That might be the best part of the entire podcast. Is get the strap.
Get the
Mike
strap.
reading that from the from the script. Danny's a diabetic. Get the strap.
Oh, and I had that horrible cough too. That was minute 4.
You were dying of the Shang
God,
Dong.
yeah,
I think you should splice that in right here. Everybody quiet. Listen to it again.
Okay, here we go.
Because I got something to say. You gotta just give me a second. Because it hurts. It fucking hurts. Okay.
If you die, I'm still gonna air this.
Okay, so I went to the script. Yeah, it's draft 3. And it said to him, "What are you, a diabetic?" Mr. Noonan says, "What are you, a diabetic?" And it just says kids. Okay, a collection of fucking screaming kids say, "Hit him, Dad. Get the strap. Daddy's a diabetic." "Hit him, Dad. Get the strap. Danny's a diabetic."
That's hilarious.
It didn't make it.
It didn't make it. It's not. You're trying to portray a wholesome family.
Oh my!
They want to hit him because he's a fucking diabetic. The kids. Those fuckers.
That was classic.
Ah,
I love that.
was
That's radio
good.
gold.
just dying of the Shang Dong,
We sounded so young.
which was the damn.
Yeah, that was like 7 years ago.
What was that? September or something?
They had
Yeah.
a different president back then. It was a different
Yeah.
administration.
All right,
God damn.
let's
Oh, I'm
keep
sorry I
politics
brought
out of
that
this.
up. Come on.
Let's keep Doom out of this.
It's not even politics anymore. It's just stupid nonsense.
Let's keep hopelessness out of this.
Yeah. Let's keep willful ignorance out of this thing.
Uh,
All right then.
all right.
Rolls
Well,
Royce pulls in.
yeah.
Everything's brown, the bed set, all the stuff, the interior, everything matches. There's definitely a brown motif in the Smails lifestyle.
1980 is basically the 70s, and the 70s were all orange and yellow and brown, so that makes sense.
Right, earthy tones.
Although I gotta say, speaking of decor, I really like the wall sconces on the bedroom wall in here. You see them when Judge Smails comes in,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right
Let me
behind his head.
Let me get a look at this sconce.
It's like
here.
these
I'm
nice
I'm a fan
70s
of sconces.
kind of globe things. They're nice. I like them.
I didn't see. Oh, yeah, those are very nice.
Yeah,
I
they
agree.
almost don't look like they belong in the what we've seen of the rest of the house. The rest of the house is very blue-haired old lady, and this is kind of slick.
Yeah, that's more of a kind of a suave, upscale, minimalist cut, like a
Yeah.
little a simple like a restaurant with only a few of those on the walls and nothing else,
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's
But
decor.
instead, it's in a room with a 4-poster.
Right.
feel like
Yeah,
a-
they don't totally seem
ever-
to fit.
You ever slept
I
in
like
a
'em.
4-poster bed? Such a weird kind of thing, isn't it? There's all these posts all around and a canopy over your head.
Yeah.
I don't know, I
Yeah.
just feel like it's strange.
It's
It
a
is
strange
strange.
contraption to begin with.
I did once at a B&B in
Yeah, that's where you
Carmel,
usually find 'em.
California.
Huh.
Yeah. Beautiful B&B, kind of old school, nice fireplace. But then they had a 4-poster bed with like this white lacy top on it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and it was just a little strange.
Did that used to serve some sort of purpose? Well, I guess you would hang curtains or something, wouldn't you? Like around the bed in the olden times?
Yeah,
Well, it's not like-
I
it's
don't
not-
know.
Good.
It's not like we're in a malaria zone and you need a mosquito
I
net.
know, exactly. I
In the
know.
old movies, there's
That I
always
could
like
see.
those curtains down, and there's someone getting leached inside there, because they're
Right.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good
weird.
luck with that.
Country
Actually,
doctor.
my sister had a 4-poster bed, but it didn't have like the canopy thing on top. It was literally just the post coming up.
Yeah.
Oh.
With little fleur de lis or something on the tops.
Fleur de
What's
lis.
that for? If you don't have the canopy, what's the whole point?
I don't know, and I had never thought about it until just now.
Yeah,
The heck was going on in there?
that's like setting up a tent, but there's no top. It's just the rods.
Yeah,
it's
just putting the poles
it's just
up.
the bendy rods sticking in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it works for some people, I guess.
Oh,
I guess
tents.
it just looks pretty.
Let me tell you something.
Tents.
My dad used to take me camping all the time. He had this old beat up tent with the bent. You had to put I can't even get into it because it was a nightmare to put that thing up every time. We'd always be in the
get into it.
campground next to the people with the newfangled tent that they just pull it
with
out of the car.
walk-in foyer on it and everything.
Yeah. Come on by, neighbor.
Right.
No, and the ones that they would just kind of like open the bag and throw it in the air and it would just poof.
Yeah.
And it would land and it would just be
Yeah.
it would be set up in 3 seconds.
Meanwhile, yours is a
conversation too.
tangle of burlap and cane poles.
Yeah, and it was like an army green burlap sack.
Yeah.
And we'd be hammering on that thing for hours to try to get it up.
Right. It was a no poster.
Yeah, it was a no poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And we'd
water
go-
just leaks to it and it's full of spiders all the time.
Yeah.
God, I hate camping.
I never liked it
kinda
either.
do too.
I never liked it either. I like being
My
out
back
there, but
gets
I
all
like being
sore.
in like a cabin.
Yeah, you get a cabin. That's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
all
Although,
the,
you know
get
what,
all the damn wilderness you want in the morning and during the day, and then at night it's like, let's get back inside. This is outrageous.
Let's go put
I
cable
feel a
on.
little
Century,
bit.
is it?
I feel like a failure that I'm not into camping
Don't
because
be.
I did it like twice with my son with like Cub Scouts, but yeah, like it was a nightmare the entire time. It was like cold and like damp and shitty and stuff.
Right.
And the only time that was cool was when it was finally like, okay, we're done with all the Falderall, we're just going to bed. It's like kind of not even that dark yet, but we're going to bed. And he'd get in his, sleeping bag and stuff. We'd be in there kind of dim and weird, and we're going to sleep. And he actually loved that. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of cozy and kind of, father-son time, or just kind of laying here and listening to the owls or whatever and stuff. But everything before and after that was just an absolute nightmare. And sleep is like not something that happens
And it's
in a
worth
tent.
it. And it's worth
Yeah,
it because
my
you lean
back.
over and you say, "I love you, son."
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
feel
he
like
says-
it's something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
The worst. No, I'm gonna stop. And the worst is when you wake up at like 6 a.m.
Oh,
You got to unfold yourself out of that tent, and you got to go to the bathroom so bad,
yeah.
and there's just nowhere to go,
right.
and you can't. You one little step in front of the other until your back unlocks.
And you
And
put
they would
your
always-
feet in those
yeah.
wet, dewy shoes that you left
Yeah.
out in the
Ooh.
front of the thing. It's just awful. Everything
Yeah.
about
and you
it.
haven't slept. You haven't slept.
No.
And
Not
you'd
real
hang
sleep.
up a water bottle somebody hang it up by the tree with the little spout on it, and that's
Yeah.
where you like wash your face under that water bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
my
it's just
God.
awful. And look, I think it's a nice thing to do, with your kids, and maybe like give them a thrill
Yeah.
to be outside.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a certain kind of joy that you can do it when you're younger or whatever. And I could see Tom, that would be fun. I'm just imagining Tom's legs just sticking out of the tent because he's too tall.
Oh yeah. No, it's funny, but it's not funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tents I've been in where I'm wondering right now how Tom could possibly be in a tent like
No,
that.
we used to go.
Yeah.
We used to go up north, Dan, up to like Ludington, Michigan, up there,
Sure.
because you'd go fishing off into the Lake Michigan, but then you'd go into the streams,
Oh,
and
I
you
love Western Michigan.
yeah. And my dad would take me. We'd go salmon fishing and trout fishing up there, and this was like the only time me and him spent quality time together. But I would just frustrate the living
Oh,
hell
boat
out of him.
show.
I don't want to talk. You know what? I don't want to talk about the boat show anymore.
I'm just saying, the boat show sounded fun, even though it was full of empty promises.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
hurt
Yeah.
by
It
Go
it
ahead.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went fishing and.
Yeah, so we go. No, so we go fishing up there. But I would just, I enjoy. It's like what Tom said. I enjoyed. I was miserable 90% of the time because it's not for me, you know. But I would pretend to like it, you know. But I think I liked it. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm just going to complain the entire time and drive this guy crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember one time I was going fishing and I was giving it, you know, and I did something or I got it caught somewhere, and my dad he goes, just let me take care of it, and he was frustrated. And I go, oh, okay. And I was kind of giving him like this.
Thing.
Yeah, it was like that. But I was being kind of like just a prick about it because I think it was like in the middle of the trip and I was ready to go home. And I look over and he's trying to get this thing untangled, and he's got the fishing pole, and then it just like starts spazzing with it. You know, it's like all tangled. He's all tangled up in it. He's like just trying to throw it off of him, and he can't get it off of him because he's all tangled up. And he just throws it. And I could tell it was all. I did all that. Like I frustrated the hell out of him.
Oh my gosh.
But he didn't want me to see it because I like walked around the corner, and then he came over. He's like, "It's okay, son. Don't worry about it."
Oh.
And then we had
nice.
yeah, but still, but I saw it. I said, "Yeah, I'm working that guy over."
Right. You watch your dad just struggling like a kitten tied up with some yarn.
Yeah, yeah, and he's just trying to get away for a while.
Yeah. He's just trying to have a little time.
Yeah, yeah. And since we didn't get that boat,
Yeah.
Yeah. Boat would have
No
taken
boat
care of
for you.
everything. You don't got to struggle with a boat.
no.
It's got
And
buttons
I was thinking
and
about it because
latches and-
that podcast just aired this week, so I was listening to it yesterday, and it's what the hell was I thinking? How the hell were we going to afford a boat, like a cabin cruiser?
But you were a kid. They got you excited. You don't know what
you didn't
parents
know.
can afford.
But
It's like-
exactly.
It's weird. As a kid, you don't understand
then I'm like,
financing.
you know what? But at the same time, I'm like, I wanted to tell my dad, what the hell were you worried about trying to convince me that we're going to get a boat for?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
just get me go buy me a $20 video game.
Yeah. Don't
You know,
put the boat idea in my
Now
head.
that I know that every time you pull up to the gas station on the boat where they have on some of the lakes, the big lakes, it's like $300-$400 to fill that thing up. Then you got to you
Yeah.
got to take it back to the dock, and God knows how many thousands of dollars it is to use that dock. Mm-hmm. It's a
got to
nightmare.
winterize it.
It's a nightmare.
It's an untouchable sort of lifestyle for me growing
Right.
up as well. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
was something that other people did.
And we all had friends that had the house on the lake with the boats.
Sure, absolutely. There's almost as many lakes out there as there are in Minnesota. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tons
And there was
of
also
lakes.
there was also a correlation I noticed between my the failure of marriages with houses on the lake. You know, because every friend I had who had a house on the lake, it was his dad's place, and there was always bikini women there over on the weekends. This is the '80s too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
Dad's friend.
Yeah, having a boat, and they all had the teased up '80s hair.
You got the keys
Yeah.
to the car. I feel like changing wigs. That's another Simpsons.
But it would
Sorry.
be you'd go over and hang out at your friend's house because I had a friend who lived on Walnut Lake, and I'd go over there all the time, and it was always like there was always a party there,
Yeah.
you know, and everybody's always drunk.
Right.
And there was always
Sounds
different,
horrible.
and there was always different. No, but we were just playing. We'd go up in his room
Right.
and play. Then we'd go out on the lake in the rowboat and fish.
Yeah.
But then his dad would take us water skiing out there, and they were always drinking, and there were always random bikini women there.
Sitting on the pontoon boat with the 24-pack, the 30-pack cube of Schlitz or Labatt's. In Michigan, be Labatt's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that was the
It's
80s.
uncanny, Mike. Now that you mention it, so many friends. Oh, you want to go to my dad's place on the lake? It was never my parents' place. It was always my dad's place on
Yeah.
the lake.
Yeah.
And Mom's got a little more of a a condo type situation.
yeah,
Right.
Maybe in the near suburbs.
yeah.
That works out.
And their dads all like had some little fabricating business that serviced the auto industry or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did some plastic molding for some part of the Camaro or something. Who knows? It's the 80s.
Right.
It was a swinging time.
Yeah.
I make the front molding for the IROC. That's what I do.
But me and that kid, man,
My specialty.
me and that kid that lived on the lake, we had a thing for fireworks. And we found this one because we'd get the catalogs and we'd just stare at these catalogs of fireworks all the time. You know, and I hated the noise, but I for some reason I thought fireworks must be my thing. I like it, but I hated the noise. So we found this one. We found this one.
Sound
catalog.
like somebody drinking something really loudly.
Nobody's drinking anything here.
Oh, that's
going
what I'm
on?
saying. That's what fireworks sound.
That's what the fireworks sound like.
It was like,
Oh,
it was like one big. It was like God was having a sip of wine.
Oh, but the colors. No, but we
you like the colors,
We
okay.
ordered. We had this one massive order where we placed this, and I don't know how the hell we did this. We were like 10 years old, 11 years old, and we
Right.
ordered this big, massive amount of fireworks from someplace in Indiana.
Mail order from Shanghai.
It was mail order. It was one of the ones where you remember back in the days. Now this is fantastic. I tell you, I'm focused today. Where you'd be looking through a catalog, like a Boy's Life magazine, and you'd order like the Bowie knife in the back, right?
Yeah.
You'd write a check. You'd fill out the little the piece of paper order form. You'd drop it in the mail, and then literally like 4 months later, you'd get that whatever item it was.
You've
in the
forgotten
mail.
about it. And it
You've
shows
forgotten
up.
about it. Yeah.
Right.
This is what we did with these friggin' fireworks. We saved up our money, and it was like we literally spent like $350-$400, and I even think we just put the cash in the envelope, and we
Right.
sent it away, and literally like 3 months later, these massive amounts of boxes show up at my house, and I remember because my mom had a Camaro. My mom had like an old Camaro. And I came home and all the boxes were inside the Camaro with a note from like the delivery guys. I put them inside the car, which freaked me out. I'm like, how the hell did he get inside the car?
Yeah, that's really weird.
But
That
there
is
was
weird.
the thing was completely packed with boxes of fireworks.
Jesus.
Yeah. Then we spent the next summer just blowing things up on his lake house, having Roman candle wars.
My
Yeah.
God.
Oh, those were fun where you hold the Roman candle and shoot
Yeah.
them at each other.
Yeah.
That sounds like the stupidest thing in the world, and also
it does.
it is the funnest thing in the world.
Yeah. Until one of your friends comes over with a full cashmere sweater,
Yeah,
and he goes up like a tinder box.
yeah, right. Oh,
It stopped being fun.
That's what you
yeah.
get.
Humanity. Watch your friend
Captain
just go
Cashmere.
down. Cashmere. Start rolling around. No.
Kick him in the lake.
It's like the Hindenburg. Oh,
Yeah.
the humanity.
Right.
Yeah. This goes down in 30 seconds.
This sweater is made is 90% cashmere, 10% hydrogen.
Where's Jimmy? Oh.
He's a dirigible.
Where'd you get
Oh
that?
my God.
Where'd you get that nice tan, Jimmy?
Roman
Wow.
candle wars. That's
Never
where.
you
Don't
mind.
talk
I love
about
your
it.
wristbands. Yeah, fireworks. I don't mess around with them anymore, though. I don't touch them anymore.
No,
What
I
are
don't
you
touch it,
Crazy?
no.
Yeah.
No.
Never go near that now.
4th of July is like my nightmare.
Oh, really?
Well, I like the fireworks. I like going to a display, a fireworks show. But living in the city, it's
Yeah.
like a war zone.
Oh, yeah. You're like, wait, am I under attack? Or
You
are
go in
people
the
just
alley,
having
it's
fun?
just like a madhouse in the alleys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
People are
Yeah.
sick and weird.
Yeah.
All right, then.
All right. Speaking of sick and weird, Danny's about to get beaten up by Judge Smails, so maybe we should call this one and
get to the next
come back
minute.
next time
Yeah.
with that minute.
See what's
I have
going to
a feeling
happen
that-
to him.
I have a feeling that 4 poster. It's like Pavlov's gun. I mean, not
Yeah.
Pavlov's, but Chekhov's
Right.
gun.
Don't introduce 4 posts of a bed unless at least
Yeah.
a couple of them are going to get knocked the
Yeah.
hell out.
It's like
Chekhov's phaser.
Chekhov's gun. Yeah. If you're gonna put a 4-poster bed in a scene, make sure there's only one standing by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right. Oh my god.
Oh, my God. All
That's
right.
good.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
I think we did our job here. We'll come
We
back
did.
tomorrow. Please join us then.
Or don't. It's up to
Until
you.
then, why don't you get on, get off your butt and get on. Actually, stay on your butt. You're already in front of your computer or something.
Yeah, stay on
probably
your
get
butt.
on iTunes.
Get off your butt. We
Give
got
us a
a
nice
problem.
review on iTunes.
No, you know what you do? You know
Yeah.
what I've said this a million times. Get a friend to listen. Get somebody new You know what?
Yeah.
You know what? All the people in the listener's hole, get somebody new to subscribe to us and then tell us you did in the listener's hole. Say,
Yeah.
hey,
Right.
I brought one person. I brought two people. I brought three
Right.
people.
We'll
It's
send you a
like
free bowl
that
of soup.
Herbalife company, basically.
Yeah.
It's multi-level.
Yeah, you get 5 people, and then they'll get 5 people, and we'll all be millionaires by the end of it.
It's
I
a
think the math
pyramid
works
scheme.
out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and you could tell people, you're going to learn a lot here. Like today, we talked about Chekhov's gun, we talked about Paradise
Yeah.
Lost, and a couple
Yeah.
episodes ago, we talked about Alyosha's onion from Dostoevsky.
That's right.
We're learned
Delicious
people.
onion milk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we bring you sights and smells from different countries.
Yeah.
From
It's Mike's
our
literature corner.
from our man on the ground segment.
That's
Yep.
right.
And we almost always bring up The Simpsons and Bill O'Reilly freaking out.
To end the
Just
show.
about every week. Fucking thing
There's no
sucks.
words on it.
To end the show.
Hey, here's what we'll do. I will write it, and we'll do it live.
Okay, yeah, let's do it live. Okay. Great. Well, that's a
You
lot
know,
of
problem
you know
is
what the
the fucking
problem
thing
is?
sucks.
The problem is that the world forgot that too soon.
Right.
Yeah,
That guy's still
no,
on
they
TV.
forget
Like
everything.
he's still a normal person.
Like if
Like
Yeah,
the
he's listened
normal-
to.
Like if that happened in my life, like if I screwed, I would expect that to follow me around the rest of my life. Let alone someone on TV who influences people.
Right.
Like every day it should say, "Do you remember this guy? This guy's a maniac."
They
Look,
should work it
Yeah.
into his name.
Yeah.
Bill, he freaked the hell out on TV.
and you know who else?
O'Reilly.
And it's like the Pat O'Brien tape.
Oh yeah, Pat O'Brien had no problem. Yeah, like he eventually back on TV.
Oh yeah,
Like it's nothing. It'd be
So
like if we had
effing hot.
footage of Wolf Blitzer turning it into an actual wolf during a full moon, and then like the next day you're watching CNN and he's on there and you're like, is anybody going to say anything? Is anybody going to do anything?
What did Pat O'Brien say again? We'll do some
Oh,
coke.
Pat O'Brien. Yeah, he said, "Get me." What did he say? What's
You're
the name
so
of the
effing
Betsy?
hot.
You and
Yeah,
Betsy.
Betsy.
You
We'll
are
get some
so
coke.
effing hot.
We'll just-
Betsy, you,
we'll get
me,
some-
Betsy, get some coke.
He goes, "We'll get some coke." You, me, Betsy, and he's like, "We'll just go crazy on each other."
Go crazy. Go crazy. You, me, Betsy, have some coke, have some party.
It's so stupid that Wolf Blitzer would turn into a wolf. Like, why would they name him Wolf? Or, like, why would he become a wolf just because his name is Wolf? It's like
yeah.
Hannibal the Cannibal.
Another really good. I'm gonna have to post the Onion News Network video of the interview of the girl who was raised by Wolf Blitzer. She can't act like a normal human, and she can only act like a newscaster because she was raised by Wolf Blitzer. All right,
Oh, my God.
thanks.
See what you have to look forward to on the Caddyshack
there's so
Listeners
many
Hole on
links.
Facebook.
Write it down.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everybody, get on the Listeners Hole.
do it live.
Join the conversation. Get on iTunes. Give us a nice review.
Right.
And get back here next time.
This is like
for
our-
minute 61.
This is like
of
our
the Caddy.
This is like
I'm trying
our
so hard to end it.
This is like
Shaq.
our NPR. What's that? The fun drive that they do.
Yeah, you get a Caddyshack tote bag.
Yeah, you get a Caddyshack
You get a
tote
Caddyshack
bag.
umbrella.
Listen to all the great stuff you get here for
Get
just
all your
you know.
favorite links to favorite video clips online.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff you could easily look up yourselves, but
Yeah.
you're not going to.
You
'cause
get
we're doing it for you.
free entrance to the listener's hole.
That's right. Free with every purchase of an
Right.
episode of the Caddyshack Minute. All right, come back next time for minute 61
Bang, bang,
of this
bang,
here
bang,
podcast,
bang,
the
bang,
Caddyshack
bang,
Minute,
bang, bang, bang,
here on the
bang, bang,
Caddyshack
bang.
Minute.
Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.